I wanted to talk about how I created the song "The Enemy Within" on my fourth YouTube channel, the Victor Visionary. I want to talk about the process, the why, and the how as to how that song came into play. I had recently reshared my song within my Instagram, within my personal Instagram, Victortheinspiration, and I received a lot of good feedback because when I reposted the song with the song link, I had said fun fact. It was along the lines of fun fact. I had always aspired to create music, and after some diligence, I had found somebody from The Voice who was on The Voice to sing my song. And I had received a lot of good feedback like, wow, this is actually a really good song. You did a good job. It takes music writers to create lyrics for years. And I had received a lot of good feedback. And after I had reshared the song, and again, I had received the positive feedback I was getting, is I thought about why not talk about this process within my YouTube channel. One, I think it would be really cool to document. And two, I think it would be really cool for anybody who aspires to get into songwriting, or anybody who aspires to get out of their comfort zone and try something different and new. And I wanted to talk about that. So why I created the song is, one, the enemy within comes from a dark place of mine. You know, there was an experience of mine where I had really undergone some severe mental health issues, and I had went through, long story short, I had went through a severe mental breakdown. It caused me to go to a very dark place that becomes questionable if people will ever make it out of. And fortunately for me, I did. So the enemy within comes from a place of me going through a dark place, and how God became the light within my dark place, saving me. And why I created the song is because my purpose, my spiritual vocation, I would call it, is to help others. I want to help others. I want to help create like that light. There's a name for it. I cannot think of it. The tower house with the light, when you're out in the ocean and you see the tower house. I want to become like that tower house. When you are in a dark place, I want my words, my wisdom, the information I have shared through my life experiences to become your lighthouse. I want to be that guiding light to say, hey, I understand where you are. I understand how hard it is to overcome and get through what it is you are going through. But focus on this lighthouse. I will help direct you to a better place. This is what I have learned. This is what I have been through. This is how you too can get through what it is you are going through. And I talk about, within my personal brand, I talk about a lot about the things I have personally gone through. I even express my vulnerability. Sometimes I think too much, but my purpose is to help people, you know, and in order to do so, I have to become an open book and share as much as possible and express my words, my thoughts in such a way where it can help you get through what it is you are going through. I talk about, again, my story. I talk about the things I have learned. I talk about God, how God had saved my life, and how God continues to guide me through my life journey. I talk about a lot about that. I talk about mental health, personal development. I talk about spirituality within my personal brand, within my content. So the why purpose, again, to reflect back onto what it is I was talking about, is the why is I want my words to help you. So the why I created the song is because I know if I feel a certain way, and this resonates with me, and if I can create lyrics in such a way where it can impact you in a positive way, it can bring you a sense of hope, a sense of purpose, a sense of drive to help you move forward. That's what I want. I want to help you go from point A to point B. I want to help you make it to your next step. The how. How did I create the song? So me creating the song is back to what I was saying, is how I went through a very dark place. Is after that experience, that process within itself has been quite the journey. And how I started to create the song is I simply just was listening. I cannot remember what it was, but I was listening to a song, and I always aspire to get into, if I get into the music industry with like songwriting, is I love country. I love all types of music, but country for me, when it comes to songwriting, is my like forte, I guess you could say, is my style, is country. I love country music. Anyhow, so the how is I started to listen to a song. I cannot remember what it was. I love music, but anyhow, I was listening to a song. And I was listening to a song and I was focusing more on the soundtrack. And I was like, and when I was listening to a song, these thoughts started to arise, like, okay, like, just, I don't know really how to explain it. But anyhow, I was listening to a soundtrack, and I was listening to a song, and then that song eventually led into me just listening to the soundtrack without the lyrics, without the words. And then I started to have an idea as to what it is I could write. It just kind of like wrote itself in a weird sense. And I pulled out my phone, and it was late at night. It was probably around like 2-3 o'clock in the morning, maybe even 4. It was really late at night. And I just started to brainstorm and think, and I started to reflect off of what I can write, and I just started typing. And before I knew it, within like 15 to 25 minutes, roughly around there, I had created these lyrics. And after reviewing it and rereading it, of course, I made some adjustments within that time frame, and I liked it. I had to like the lyrics that I had in front of me, that I had created. So then my next step was, how can I turn these lyrics into a music? How can I turn these lyrics into a song? Me personally, I don't know if I can sing. I never really personally tried, but something I would love to do is get into the studio, nobody else, like just me, and just see what I can come up with, that is something I aspire. Can I sing? I don't know. So anyhow, at the time, I again didn't think I can sing, or didn't even really attempt to try, really. So what I did is I started to doing some diligence, and started doing my homework, to say the least, my homework as to how can I turn lyrics into a song. And before I knew it, after some time of me doing my homework, then I eventually found somebody from The Voice who was on The Voice, and I reached out to them and was like, hey, I am so-and-so. I had created some lyrics. Would you be able to turn these lyrics into a song? Of course I said it more professionally and I explained it better, but that was essentially what I said. Hey, I had created these lyrics. Can you turn it into a song? After some back and forth, through some messaging, they said, yes, I can do it. I said, great, send me the invoice, and I did the transaction. So do I own the rights to the song? I do own 100% of the rights to the song, and I do own 100% of the rights to the song. And anyhow, so back to what I was saying, is that's how the process was. So it took about, I want to say roughly a week for me to get that song back. I listened to it and I was like, that's amazing. I loved it. It was just something that when you are able to turn nothing into something, it's quite a good feeling, especially when you get out of your comfort zone and you express yourself in a unique way that not only helps you, but has the potential to help another. To me, that's quite liberating. It's a really good feeling. And anyhow, I got the song. Then it was my next step. How can I get a music video for the song? Because of my past work, I had already knew somebody who could, I had an idea as to who I could reach out to create me a lyric music video. I reached out to them. After some back and forth, I said, this is my idea. Can you make this happen? They said yes. I said, great. Send me the invoice. They did that, and I followed through with a transaction. After about the entire process of going from like lyrics to getting the song to getting the lyric music video probably took about 2 weeks, maybe 2.5 weeks, roughly around there. And before I knew it, I had a song with some lyrics, and I ended up uploading it to my YouTube channel, The Victor Visionary. When I reflect back on it, I kind of think that I should have put The Victor Music or Victor's Music, or I don't know, I could have thought about something. But Visionary has always been a name I always wanted to create a personal brand around. And when I got into the music industry, creating music, it kind of just felt right at the moment, you know, and it still does feel right, don't get me wrong. But I wanted to talk about the process, the why, the how, and kind of upload that within my channel. One, I think it would be really cool to self-document within my channel. And two, I think it would be really cool for others, you know, to come across this video and see me talking about my process, the why and the how. And, you know, like if you aspire to get out of your comfort zone, do it. If you aspire to create something new, do it. If you aspire to turn nothing into something, do it. Because you never know what lies on the outside of it, you know. Did my song become a huge hit when I posted it? Of course not. You know, that's not the purpose of it. The purpose of it is to throw out content, see what sticks, see what works and what doesn't. But the most important thing that I will end it here is whatever it is you are working on now, you know, if there is proof that what it is you are getting into, if there is proof that the concept works with your idea, continue to keep creating, continue to keep moving forward, continue to keep doing, you know, with appropriate actions moving forward, because you never know. Just because your past work may not have worked yesterday or today does not mean that your efforts will not pay off tomorrow. I want you guys to take note of that.